Hello and welcome to Ellen Ruth Soap. I'm Ellen and today I'm not making soap, I'm making bath bombs again. I've been kind of in a bath bomb mood lately and I'm so excited. I got a hand press for my bath bomb molds and I will bring you along and show you exactly how I set it up and how I use it. I'm super excited to have this because I get carpal tunnel and sore, early stage arthritis. I'm in my mid-50s and the bones are getting old. So this hand press was very affordable and hopefully it's just going to take a lot of the pressing off of my hands and I can crank out some more bath bombs with a little bit more ease. So let me tell you the fragrance and the color first, and then I'll show you the molds I'm going to use. I'm going to use this Black Raspberry Vanilla from Nature's Garden. And I have soaped with this before. It soaps like a breeze. It smells fantastic. It doesn't cause discoloration, so I wanted to try it in my bath bombs. It's just scrumptious. And I thought it, sounded like a great bath bomb fragrance. For the color, so I have my Blackberry color, which is this gorgeous kind of an eggplant purpley color. Well, in cold processed soap it turns a little grayish, which is still really beautiful, but this color is amazing. So I want to try it in my bath bomb today. Black raspberry, blackberry, very close. So this will be a little bit of color swirl in my bath bomb. I will share my full recipe for my bath bomb recipe. I don't know what to call the fluff before you press it. It's not batter and it's not, anyway. I will share the full recipe in the description box below. You can check it out. And I got these from Cada Molds on Etsy. I'll leave a link down below. My little presses here. So I do have a traditional round bath bomb mold for this press, and those are always wonderful. I also have, which I love these, they make a little puck disc size. I love them for a couple of reasons. One is they're flat and they're easy to label. They ship really well and they don't roll around. So I love them for the shipping on my side. It's not as traditional as a round one, but I think they're super handy. So I love the pucks. I also have, this is probably my favorite one, a little donut mold. And they're just, I love these. So I will probably do some donuts and then do a cocoa butter drizzle, which I'll share the recipe for my glaze for my bath bombs also. I just love the donuts. They crack me up. I think they're gorgeous. And again, they're flat. They're easy to label, easy to ship. The round ones are a little bit of a challenge for me, but they're, it's definitely something you can tackle. But I tend to like the flat surface. I don't know. For me, it's just that those round labels just look better for me. Anyway, I'm sorry. That's my own marketing thing. I'm talking off the cuff here. Let me get everything pulled together and I'll bring you along and show you my new hand press that hopefully will alleviate some of the arm muscle wrist strain of making bath bombs, and it's much more affordable than the hydraulic ones and it's a little simpler, I think. So anyway, I'll bring you along, let you decide what you think, and let's make some bath bombs. All right, welcome to my new toy. I was so excited to get this. Let me show you. I got this from Bath Bomb Express. They shipped really, really fast, and this came in pieces. But they have a link on here. They tell you exactly where to go, and you go to a video, and it has a step-by-step instructional video. It was 5 minutes. It literally took me less than 5 minutes to put this together, but I was upstairs by my computer, and I didn't have the right way to film it. So anyway, this is my hand-powered bath bomb press. Very smooth. You put it all together. It was really simple. So the mechanism is pretty simple, but it's really sturdy. So here this is my little disc thing, my disc mold that you will fill with bath bomb stuff and put it in here, and this does the pressing for you. So you're not, me and my wrists, as I get older, it's really hard to hand press. So this gives you a lot of leverage. You can get a nice solid press on these bath bomb molds. And then the donut one, even though it's low, you can adjust the height of this, but it's the right height to even do the bath bomb donut mold, even as shallow as it is, because once I get the bath bomb stuff in there, it's usually a little higher because I like the little Saturn's ring on it. So anyway, it fits my molds at this height. They tell you exactly how to adjust this up and down. It's really simple, and I'm really tickled to use this for the first time. I haven't used it yet. You're going to come along with me as we make these black raspberry vanilla bath bombs today. You can even do a round mold. Now, I do have a round bath bomb mold from Cada, which would fit in here perfectly. I'm not going to do round ones today, but you can, the little, stainless steel round molds, they would fit in here too. Also, with your press, you get this little handy dandy unmolding thing. So if you have pressed your bath bombs really hard, you can use that to unmold. It's just a little poker thing to get your bath bombs out of the mold if they're in there really tight. And then they send you with the Allen wrench tool to put it all together. So the only tool you need is the one they send you. They send you everything you need to put it together. So it was a really, for me, and I'm not super, mechanically minded. And if I can do this, you can too. And I will leave a link for this press down below. The price was good on it. I thought it was a really good price. And so anyway, all that being said, let's go make some bath bomb stuff and get to pressing. I can't wait to use this. All right, it's time to make the bath bomb mix. I keep calling it bath bomb stuff because I don't know what to call the dry mixture before you press it, It's not a batter, and so anyway, I'll call it a mixture. So the first thing I do is I like to measure off my citric acid and set it off to the side and then move on to the other dry ingredients. So the recipe will be down in the description box of the recipe I'm using today. So I need 30 ounces of citric acid. Let's get this measured out, and I have this all teared out from my container. There we go. 30 ounces of citric acid will go off to the side. And now I have another container here that I will measure all my dry ingredients into, and then I will sift them into my big mixing bowl. I like to sift it because it makes my hand mixing a little easier. So I'll tear that out. And now I'm going to go get my baking soda. We need 47 ounces of sodium bicarbonate, which is baking soda. All right, 47 ounces, and I get these big bags you can find them at Walmart, Costco, Sam's Club. They're very inexpensive, and in the summer months, if you go to the pool, the swimming pool supplies, you'll find these big bags. They're very inexpensive over there. So anyway, 47 ounces, and you can see this has a lot of chunks. I'll show you here. There we go. It's got a lot of chunks and stuff, so it's really important that you run this through a sifter. It'll make the whole mixing process much easier because that's pretty chunky. All right, let's move on to our next dry ingredient, which is 2 ounces of cream of tartar. Grab that. There's my cream of tartar, and again, this is a caking agent, which simply means that this is going to help make these bath bombs really, really rock hard when they're all dried and ready to go. So I need 2 ounces. Almost there. There we go. 2 ounces cream of tartar. And now I need 1 ounce of Kaolin Clay. Kaolin Clay also helps get the bath bombs nice and hard, but I think it adds a really luxurious feel to the bath water also. So I just need 1 ounce. There we go. Kaolin Clay. And now I'm going to put my mask on, and we're going to measure out 1 ounce of SLSA powder. And this is a very soft, fine grind powder that will definitely irritate your lungs and nose, so you really want a mask on. 1 ounce. And this adds a nice foaming to the bath bomb. I just think it makes the whole thing really fun. It makes a really bubbly, luxurious bath bomb, which I like. You can definitely leave this out if you have an allergy to SLSA, or you don't want the foaming, you just want the fizzy. This is definitely something that you can leave out. It is an optional ingredient. So that is it for the dry ingredients. Now I'm going to get them all sifted into my mixing bowl here, and then we will get to our wet ingredients, and I will keep the mask on until the wet ingredients are incorporated in here, because I don't know if you can pick up that SLSA powder is very ploofy. Ploofy, if that's a word. If that's a word, that's what it is. And so I just like to work these chunks through. You can use a spoon, you can use your hand. But this makes mixing on the other side, I mean, look, that's all baking soda. That would be really a pain to try and get that smoothed out once you're getting the ingredients all mixed. So your sifter is your friend when you're doing bath bombs, especially if you're mixing by hand. Sifter's your friend. All right, it's time for the wet ingredients portion. So to my little beaker here that I have traced out, I'm going to add 1 ounce of my wonderful fragrance oil. Oh, this smells wonderful. All right, 1 ounce of fragrance oil. I will add 0.8 ounces of witch hazel. Because of my climate being humid, it's 1 ounce of witch hazel. If you have a dry climate, go ahead and add 1 ounce. I do 0.8, and then I do the balance in my spritzer bottle. So I save off a little in here just so I can play around with the consistency. All right, so 0.8 witch hazel. And again, you can use distilled water, you could use rubbing alcohol. I like witch hazel because I think it has wonderful skin benefits, and I like how it behaves in bath bombs. But that liquid portion, you've got a few options. If you don't like witch hazel or you can't find it, you can definitely use either water or rubbing alcohol. So you've got some options. All right, we got the witch hazel, the fragrance. Now I'm going to add 0.3 ounces of polysorbate 80, and the polysorbate 80 keeps the oils from making your bathtub too slippery. It keeps the micas from making a ring around the tub. It's an emulsifying agent. So here is my big jug of polysorbate 80. I get this from Wholesale Supplies Plus. I've gotten it from, oh, you can get it Nature's Garden. I think Brambleberry carries it. A lot of places you can get this. So 0.3. All right, not a lot, but there it is. And now I'm going to do 0.7 ounces of oil. You can mix this up. Today I'm going to use jojoba oil. You could use olive oil. You could use a combination of shea butter and sweet almond oil, coconut oil, cocoa butter. So anyway, just 0.7 ounces of the oil of your choice. Okay, there is my little magical liquid portion all ready to go. And we're just going to work this in again with the SLSA in here. We're going to work this in until everything is dampened, and then you won't have that poofy irritation coming up at you. Or if you don't use the SLSA, you don't have to worry about it. And I am just going to mix this in. I won't add any more witch hazel from my spritz bottle until I get the citric acid blended in here. And then I will see how the final consistency is. We'll give the little squeeze test and see how it is before I use my spritzer bottle. But it's off to the side if I need it. And I am going to split this in half. After I get the citric acid in here, split the mixture in half, and use my blackberry mica in half of it. So I want kind of color swirls. I just thought that would be really pretty. So that's how I'm going to tackle that, and I'll show you that when we get to it. Very excited to use this bath press. I think the price point on it is very fair. And I was noticing on the big hydraulic bath presses that people use, I think they're awesome. Okay. If you can afford one, I think they're fantastic. And if you have a big bath bomb production, bath bombs aren't my main focus. My main focus is soap, but I do love to make bath bombs. So it's kind of a side part of my business. It's not my main focus. But anyway, I did notice, like with the hydraulic presses, you still have to pack each individual mold out and put it in there. So this one is just hand pressing instead of hydraulic pressing. So you're using your own energy instead of electric energy, but to me, it seems almost as efficient. So we will see. Of course, this, I haven't even used it yet. I love bringing you guys along when I try stuff for the first time, right? If it's a total failure, you're there with me. Oh, this fragrance smells really nice. Not too sweet, but just almost smells like a cobbler to me. I think it's kind of summery. All right, I think that's looking pretty well and incorporated. So now it is time for my citric acid, which let me just make sure there's no clumps. All right, I'm going to get this worked in here really well, and then we'll split off for the mica color in half. All right, let's give this a squeeze test here. It's pretty good. Just a little maybe. I'm just going to do a couple of spritzes of my Witch Hazel. Not much for this whole big batch. Those 3 spritzes is not much. And the nice thing about a spray bottle is that it mists it throughout. If you just poured a little bit in there, it would be hard to mix it evenly, but with the spray bottle, I feel like it disperses it around for even blending. And it's like hardly any at all, but it's enough to make a difference. So let's see. Squeeze. Oh, let me see. Squeeze and then see if it breaks apart, and it doesn't. It's kind of holding. So I'm going to go ahead and split off now for my colors. Let's use my little other bucket. And I'm not going to weigh it. I'm just going to kind of eyeball maybe about a 50-50 split maybe. There. And I'm going to put the color in here because this bucket is easier to mix in than the square one. All right. Such a pretty color. Look at that. It's like eggplant. So gorgeous. All right, this is my baby spoon. That's about a half a teaspoon. Let's mix it and see how we like it. Can always add more, can't take it out. So just remember that when you're working with bath bombs, you can always add, you can't take it out. So go err on the side of caution. Oh, that's pretty. It is kind of a grayish purple color, but it's really nice. All right, let's try the squeeze test on the blackberry here. Yeah, it's holding together nice. So I am pretty happy with this. I think it's time to get my molds in my new press, and let's give this hand press a whirl. All right, let's try the donut first, just because it's really cute and I want to. So let's get the bottom in here, and I'm gonna try to do like halvesies, a little bit of purple, a little bit of white. All right, so I just sort of gently mound it up, and then I take the half and fit it into the ring there. So there it is. All right, and let me go ahead and poke out the center here. Why not? We'll just get that poked out. Okay, so it's all packed. I'm going to put it in here. Center it up and give it a press. And then I want to flip it and press it. All right. Let's see how this is. Let me put it down. All right, and I like to go around and sort of clean up the Saturn ring on it. All right, there's one half, and I'm going to just clean up the little hole here while it's in the other half. That's how I like to do my donuts. All right, flip it. And there is an adorable little bath bomb donut. Oh, that came out cute, and I like the Saturn ring. This is about a 3.5 ounce bath bomb, which I think is a really great size, and we will come back after I get several of these made. We're going to come back and do a cocoa butter glaze on them just because it's beautiful. I think they're adorable, and this bath bomb press, what a breeze. All right, there's one down. Let's keep going. I got a lot of bath bomb stuff here to use up. All right, I've got them all pressed here. I ended up getting 16 donuts and 9 discs, and they're all between 3 and 4 ounces. So I'm going to let these dry overnight, and tomorrow we'll come back and do a cocoa butter drizzle and just finish these off. They smell great. They look so pretty, and I have a little bit of bath bomb mixture left here, so let's add a little warm water and watch it fizz. It's been a couple of days. I put these on the drying rack for about 12 hours, flipped them over, let them dry again. And so here we've got our little donuts, which are so adorable, and the little pucks. Love it. And so now it's time to do my cocoa butter drizzle frosting. At first I was going to glaze the donuts, but I like how pretty they are and I want you to see the different colors. So I'm just going to do a drizzle on all of these. I will do just it's a cocoa butter, baking soda mix for the drizzle, and I'll bring you along as I do that and show you with a little polysorbate 80 in there just to help emulsify the oils in your bath water so you don't get a really slippery bottom on your bath. So we'll make that a little bit of fragrance in there, and then I will drizzle just the plain white drizzle, and then once I get most of it drizzled, I'm going to add just a teeny bit of this Cheshire Cat from Nurture Soap. Isn't that pretty? And I just thought it went with the scent. This blackberry or this black raspberry vanilla got a little purple hue to it, so I wanted to take the purple and just do a very tiny little purple drizzle over the white drizzle. And then I will probably put some party sprinkles on there just because. Just because it's so fun and I can't resist. I just want these to be really happy. They smell just really lovely. It's not like sweet fruity. It's just a very nice fruity vanilla scent. It's pleasant. I like it. So anyway, let me get these off to the side and let's get our ingredients out for our drizzle frosting. So it's pretty simple. I've got my cocoa butter wafers. These are the ivory wafers. You can use the natural color ones. I use them both interchangeably. This is just what I have open right now. So cocoa butter, mine is from Wholesale Supplies Plus. There's several distributors that sell cocoa butter, and it doesn't have to be the wafers. You can get a block of cocoa butter and just chunk it off. So I'm going to do about 5 ounces of cocoa butter, and then I will do about 3 to 4 ounces of baking soda. and melt the cocoa butter. Mix the baking soda until it's nice and smooth and see if it's the consistency that I want. Now the cocoa butter hardens up really nice, so after this cools it will make a nice hard, you know, frosting that you can wrap, and it's shippable and it's great. So you'll come along as I mix this together. Then to this I'll add about a half a teaspoon of fragrant oil and a little bit of polysorbate 80, about a half a teaspoon of poly 80 to a teaspoon, just a dollop. And that will, again, emulsify the oils in the water and the micas, and it just keeps things from sticking to your tub. It emulsifies to the water in your bath, and then it goes down the drain instead of leaving a greasy tub. So let's get my cocoa butter measured off and melted, and then we'll come back and start mixing. All right, I'm back with my melted cocoa butter, and I'm only doing 4 ounces. I changed my mind. I don't need that much. When I realized I'm just drizzling and I'm not glazing my donuts, I didn't need that much. But this is, you know, if you need more, you can make more. So this is about 4 ounces of melted cocoa butter, and now I'm going to add my baking soda. And I want to run it through my sifter because it's very chunky, and I'm going to add about 3 ounces of baking soda in here, and we'll mix it up and see if it's the right consistency to drizzle. And this is one of those things where, you know, start out with a little bit less. You can always add more. And if for some reason you do too much baking soda, you can add a little more cocoa butter. The other nice thing about this is, as you are making this, if the drizzle starts to firm up, you can go ahead and just pop it back in the microwave and heat it up again. All right, that is about 2.9, really close to 3 ounces. So I'm going to use my little whisk, and the key here is you want this very smooth. You don't want chunky or grainy. So that's looking very nice and smooth, and it is way too liquidy. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little more baking soda. Here they are, all finished. Aren't they adorable? Loving these. I'm just going to let them sit out overnight and let that cocoa butter drizzle harden up all the way before I wrap them up and label them. But now let me show you how to deal with the mess left behind. You can either do these on a cookie sheet lined with a wax paper, and then you won't have the mess. But if you have a mess like this, here's an easy cleaning tip. Take a spatula and just run it like that. And then because of the polysorbate 80, the rest of this, little bits on here, will just wipe up with a warm soapy rag.